folks, welcome back to Timberborn. I was going to skip ahead, and I have been, but I've noticed something that is annoying me, and that is that a lot of the scrap metal is staying in the mine and not being used efficiently because they have to take it from there all the way over to there, to where the smelters are. That looks kind of cool view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the smelters to over here. So I need to get rid of those temporary storages, which have turned out not to be temporary. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that. We have power there, so we need to get power across. So we're going to have to build some sort of contraption to bring power, which will be temporary. I know temporary things turn into permanent things, but I want to improve the efficiency of metal production because we're going to need it, because I then want to start building a base to build a power thingy. So once I've got this done, we'll go back. Well, I'll go back to skipping time so that we can continue with getting the. If I could find my words, it would help. Getting the extension of the city done. So early here, so early here. That's not far off, actually. Yes. So graceful and elegant. Power. Gonna have to build this in sections, probably, aren't I? If you've got a really brilliant idea about how to do this, please bear in mind I've been awake about 10 minutes, so the caffeine has not had an effect yet. But I wanted to show you this bit so that I could then carry on doing other stuff. That is all of our supply of berries and chestnuts. Chestnuts. Not all of our supply of chestnuts. We need to build another warehouse for berries and chestnuts and stuff. We need to sort storage out. No, don't build it there. It won't remain temporary. We could temporarily build them down there, couldn't we? Yeah, that will force me to then get rid of them sooner. So let's go. Not grilled chestnuts. I'll do it this way just to make some of you happy. Berries. And I'm going to delete these in the hope that they pick those up. And then we can delete the path. This kind of messes up my original plans for this area. But I think having more efficient metal production is going to be more useful. And actually, I am going to try and be more smarter with how we do this. So, because otherwise it's going to take a really long time to get that built. So let's do you. I miss the high power shafts. They were ugly, but in a way they were nicer. They are still in the game as an asset, you just can't place them. And then what we're going to do is come in here with these. And you, and that should be enough, because we're not short of wood, so we should be able to build all of those. The thing that we're short of is the metal to build this. But we should be able to do that. I'm going to high prioritize the platforms, and then they should be able to build the wooden stuff underneath, because that's a resource we're not short of. And then I think we could probably put the... So we have 4 smelters. 1, 2. I think we could fit the smelters up there. So that would be good. Because yeah, currently I prioritized it by haulers, and that has helped by the looks of it. But I think it would be more efficient rather than doing what they're doing now to process it here and just take the metal back. So that's what we're going to do. I could always terraform that plateau up, couldn't I? So it's all one level, so we've got more space. Yeah, this might be a dumb idea because it's really early and my brain's not thinking well, but I'm going to get that contraption built as well and put some smelters up here. Because at the very least, being able to produce more metal beams would be good, because this is quite slow and we need a lot more metal, because I then want to cover the farm area with a layer of overhangs. So I've worked out that to raise water enough to cover a layer of water wheels is 1 set of pumps. So we're going to need to do that at least once. Yeah, I'm thinking of taking some inspiration from what Skystorm did in the earlier parts of his last Timberborn series, and having a single row of water wheels and having them folding backwards and forwards. Not folding, probably not folding, but you know, meandering backwards and forwards. Anyway, I'll be back when some more buildings happen. We're back. So that thing got built. The platform is built. But before we go and concentrate over there, there are some things I want to do over here. In fact, I've started doing them, as you can see. We have another drought approaching. These are generally more productive than the other ones. Although some not so. But what I want to do is make us robust to the drought and the fact that we run out of power all the time when a drought hits. And I want to be able to keep the metal production going. So we're going to try and create a separate power grid for the metal. And we're going to go back to being a little bit pre-technology, I guess. With some power wheels, I know. They are called power wheels, yes, they are called power wheels. And I did this to get that, to get this built. I put 1 in, and we're going to put in a couple of windmills in here as well. Built a couple of gravity batteries. I put in a windmill and 2 power wheels, and it was happily powering one of these really well. So I'm going to put 6 power wheels in. I'll put in a couple of windmills. We've got the gravity batteries, and I'm just going to delete one of these, and hopefully that'll run this, or have the option to delete. Hopefully that'll run this when the grid runs out, which it eventually will. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on at the moment. I know it's maybe a bit dumb, but it's stupid and it works. As we know, it is not stupid. So yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. And I actually thought that because power is constantly proving to be a challenge and not an opportunity, what I would do is then start to focus on, or try and focus on, sorting power out. So working on a power system. Now I have not at all worked out how I want to build this power system, but there's a whole load of kind of preliminary building that I need to do whilst I think about that. So yeah, so we need to say so an awful lot. Let's do that, it would appear. And we're going to, let's just delete that, which yes, disconnects the smelters, but we're going to put that in. I was actually went looking for Gravity Smooth's clutch mod, but that seems to have disappeared, because what I wanted to do was put a clutch in here so that I could just disconnect this when I wanted to do without deleting it. But that doesn't seem to exist anymore, so yeah, so we're going to have to rely on just deleting a piece. Now actually it would probably be more sensible to do this. By sensible I mean a little bit annoying that I've done it the wrong way around. So let's do that. Let's try and prioritize picking those up, and then we're going to put in the three-way there, and we'll put that there. That will pause. So let's make those all high priority, and then we can delete that one. Actually what we could do is make that be a windmill. That is going to interrupt our this building. Actually we've got these now, so we'll see if these can power our smelters when the beavers come to work. So, because the beavers are boosted, they're actually producing 80 HP. 6 8s are 4, so 360, 480. So it's not quite going to be enough, but it should do might do an okay, probably a better job than when we're drought ridden in here. So yeah, and then we can also get in there as well. So the plan, once we get to the point where the power grid is struggling, is we can just delete this guy and we will run off local power, and then when it comes back we'll have to delete this one and this one and rebuild it. But so these generate a decent amount of power. For now we will pause them because we don't actually need the beavers to be working, because the grid has plenty of power. Yeah, can we squeeze another windmill in there, he says, as we connect it? Yes, we can. So we do actually want these guys to come back and work for us, please, beavers. They might get this built quicker, but who knows? Who knows? I'm trying to focus on getting one thing done at a time, and then what we want to do is overhang over all of this, see how much room that then gives us. I would like to do a layer of water wheels, and then basically I want to extend this one, have another layer underneath, and have storage for fluid, because it's probably going to be a mix of water and bad water. Interesting that it's not making its way all the way through to overflowing somewhere. No, it's just not made it. Okay. To have enough to allow for evaporation. So let's have a look now. These guys are supplying almost, so 35, no. They're supplying over half of the power that we need if we were to isolate it. So I think that's not awful. We've got a bit of windmillage as well. So yeah. It basically means that when we're at a point where the power grid is completely dead, we can keep continuously generating metal. So that's why I think this is a good thing. There we go. So it's not what I'd planned to build over here, but it's what we need to build over here. Because metal production has been an issue. Hoping this productivity will now ramp up. Timberbot 493. Yeah, so we do need to get the punch cards going again. So that's this little change that I've made, and as I said, that's predominantly. I'm going to pause these again because we probably don't need them for now. But yeah, really, I just wanted to show you this. We could have put in windmills along here. That might have been sensible as I was deleting the staircase to do that a bit at a time, but I wasn't sensible. The other thing that I'm pondering is putting windmills in along the river. So I think we can tap power. Yeah, we could tap power in here. And make use of the space along the river. I don't know if we could put them under there, but we basically need more power generation, and I think building this thing is going to take quite a while. So yeah, but I'll be back in a bit because I need to get sorted to go to work now. So bye. We're back and I have a plan. I've been doing a little bit of measuring, and what I think we can do for our power thingamabob, and apologies if you put comments in the last video. I'm recording this before that video's gone out. Haven't actually gone to work yet. I've had a few more minutes to play with. So what I think I'm going to do is, so I've done some measuring. I need to start the construction at this height. That doesn't give me enough then spare height to have any kind of sump, and then put another layer of I don't think anyway. I think we need 1, 2. Let me just double check that. Because I thought I needed 5 height, but I'm not not done enough measuring. So let's do some live measurement. If we do that, then we do a water wheel there. Then we need delete. We need you, and then we need a double. And we go over the top. We could do that. But that doesn't give us any room. The point that I wanted to get to, actually, so I think it's still valid, is that doesn't give us any room to have any kind of sump underneath to store fluid, and we need that because evaporation is a thing with these, I found, over the long term. And you know, we're looking at 30-day drought, so we need somewhere to store fluid to keep this thing running. Now, looking at it, I'm just wondering if I'm not going to half-ass this project. The other option is that we take this useless chunk of rock out and use some of that space as a storage sump. Might need to think more about this design through the day. But really, the sump, the storage pump needs to sit at the bottom, and then we can pump the fluid up. So yeah, unless maybe we have a partial run at the bottom. But so my original intent was to have a. I have it at the side. I could have the tank off to the side. Many options. Just having an extra layer would be good. No, that's not going to work. because this will be the water at the same level. But my original plan was to have this bottom layer be storage for I could make it water maybe if I was smart. Not that we need it particularly, and then have 2 layers of water wheels, basically extending this design out quite a way, and then at this end pump it back up to the top. And I think that would work. I think the first thing we're going to get done anyway is, let's get rid of all of that. The first thing I want to do, and it's going to take the beavers a while to build that, is put in a, essentially, and yes, it's probably possibly more efficient, but it's metal heavy. But we're going to start putting across. I'll need to come out here and put platforms and stuff. Start putting the floor of this construction in. And we're going to come all the way out here. We're going to come across here as well. So, yep. And then I need to decide if I want to use this bottom layer for storage of fluid that we can circulate, or if I want to use it as another power generation. If I do that, we're going to have to sacrifice some land. Maybe we could sacrifice a corner here. Maybe if I blasted this bit out and took some of these trees out, that would work. We could make the sump in here. Yeah, that would work. I'm going to ponder this through the day while I'm at work, while these guys are building some of this stuff. And I'll be back. So my day at work is complete, and I've had a slightly stupid idea while I was at work. It has started with me building a... Well, actually, I did this before I went to work, because the idea was blossoming in my mind, shall we say. So I've put in a couple of windmills here. We're going to put in a few more. So we're actually going to replace each of these. Not sure if we can get one here. As many of these 3-way joints as we can with larger windmills. So I'm hoping, yep, we can put one there as well. Excellent. I wonder if we could build one on there, and if it would work as a power connection. Let's find out, shall we? We can. Brilliant. I think they connect power through the bottom. Ooh, misses. My brilliant / stupid idea. I dislike this big block of wasted space. So actually the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to stop them building all of this. I know, probably incredibly inefficient to do that, but I am going to demolish a whole load of stuffs. But first we need to secure some sort of power supply. So, because essentially what we're going to do is delete all of this and rebuild it all. Yeah, I know. Maybe I had some sort of incident at work. But I think it's the most efficient way of doing it. And there's no point half-arsing it, really. So, yeah. I'm guessing we could probably put a windmill there as well. We can, and we therefore should. We really want as many as possible. We're also going to lose the vast majority of our gravity batteries. This is going to be disconnected from the power grid. So probably we should think about putting some more gravity batteries in. I say probably. What I actually mean is definitely. Actually, that's a candidate for some gravity battery edge. What we could do is that I'm going to say that this is all temporary. And how many of you believe me? If you say none of you, then I wouldn't disbelieve you. But, you know. Anywho, we're going to do that. It gives us at least one, which is some, isn't it? But let's get all of this. Let's get the game going a bit less slowly. Try and get all of this stuff built. Get things reconnected up, because we need to do that. And then essentially what I want to do, which means we might need to actually demolish some of it, is... It's my mobile phone. 1 second. What I'm essentially wanting to do, I think, is change this so that any water flow that we get while we're doing this just gets pushed off the map here. So we get power flowing through what we've got, but then doesn't interfere with building, because we are going to get bad water coming through there as well. So yeah. Could we build some more windmills? Probably is the answer. So we should. Let's do that first before we start mass deconstruction. Let's try and at least maximize our power generation capability. So I'm pretty sure we could build one there as well. Yep. Means we could possibly build one there. Yep. Let's not have the game paused. Obviously some things are going to suffer while we're deleting stuff and building stuff, but ultimately, hopefully, this will be beneficial. So I'm guessing put one there as well. What I'm trying to do is, with this randomly building, I think we can build into that corner. No, so let's put you back. I can't remember what you were, so you can be a 4-way. Yeah, what I'm hoping is that with this building extra random windmills in places, we're replacing some of the capacity that we're losing. I mean, along here is a good candidate as well, isn't it? So, let's... I think it's every 2, isn't it? Or there and there. Yep, might as well. Yeah, might as well. The more we can put in, the more this somewhat temporary solution. Yes, I can hear you saying he's not going to get rid of it all when he's finished. He's going to leave an utter mess. I hear you. I hear you. Right. So that's all built. Let's get... That's pretty much built, apart from some paper. That's built. Awesome. Right. This feels so wrong, but I think it's the right thing to do. Those guys are there. I know I literally just built this. I understand that. I was there when I did it. But I think this is the better way to do this. They're going to be their own little thing. And then this really does hurt. This really does hurt. But I think in the long run, it's the better solution. So, rip the band-aid off. Yeah. Rip the band-aid off. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All gone. A bit of water spillage, some trapped beaver. But we're going to help you out in a moment because we do need to get some access to get to all of those resources. So let's put in some stairs to enable that. So we're going to do that there and there, and by putting that gap there, the stuck beavers should be able to get out as well. And we're going to run a path all the way along here. Why can't I put path there? There's already path there. There's already path there. Okay. So let's put path all the way along there. Let's get the delete tool. I feel some rather large amount of regret for what I've just done, but you know, let's prioritize all of that. There. Let's delete that and that. And then what we need to do is enable getting the water off the map. And to do that, I'm going to delete those. I'm going to come in here and do that. And then we're going to delete you and you. And we're going to do that, and then we'll replace them so we can connect this back up. Although actually maybe we don't. Maybe that becomes our edge. Yeah, I know this feels very wrong. But it is what it is. I think it was the right thing to do. I really do. Trying to convince myself it was the right thing to do. So we've got a bit of time before we need to worry about detonating that. Yeah. Come on, get that platform built, and then we can get those stuck hungry beavers and bots out of there. You can go. So much resource there. We probably need some more storage for resources to cope with all of that. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Get up, you lazy thing. You're starving, you're dehydrated, and you're exhausted, but if you get up, you can go get some food and some drink and go to bed, you know? So I think what we do first, because you know, we're not really going to be able to cover that in explosives with all the resources there, is let's just prioritize picking everything up. Which I know is not very exciting, but if they don't pick it all up, we one, we can't see what resources we don't have enough space for. Going to be a bit lazy and use the levy trick. Not lazy necessarily, but you know what I mean. let's do that. So basically in today's video, I've built some stuff and then knocked it down. And then it's too far from a district. Okay. Because of that. Okay, let's delete that so they can get to that. Yep. Get that rebuilt and that'll help with refueling that. But obviously now our power grid is not quite so good. But in the long run, it should be much better. And yeah, we've got to play the long game here. We've got to play the long game. So, yeah, I think we'll let them work. See what they get picked up, what they say they can't pick up, and then we'll work out what we need to build storage for. There's bound to be some things that we don't have enough storage for. Seeing as they've cleared that off, going to place single explosives along there to bring that down to the same level. Let's also... I've already prioritized picking that up. That's okay. Cool. And we'll knock it down to be the same level as this. We won't take it down to completely base level, or should we? Should we? Yeah. I think this is the right thing to do. But and then what we need to start doing is maybe from this end putting explosives in. I guess if we do that, we can start pushing the resources closer, so it's easier for the beavers to pick up. There's a lot of resources there. And how much metal we've got stored now? 300. Okay. So planks, treated planks, we're getting quite full. Planks, we are completely full. Metal blocks, we've got plenty of space. Logs, we're getting quite full. So I'm guessing we might need to build another large storage for planks. And what I'm thinking is, I know we spent time hydrating this area, but if we make that, let's first delete those, and then berries, large storages, 1, 2, and planks definitely. Let's prioritize getting those built so we can clean up those berries. We can get one more large storage there. I know it's a bit of a waste of this hydrated area, but we need to get those planks cleared up. So we've got space for gears still. We need some more storage space for gears. So and actually that we could put up here, couldn't we? Yeah. So I know I had built this with the intent of it being for expanding the population, but I want to sort out our power problem, and to do that we've destroyed our power grid. I know, I get it, but we kind of had to do that to be able to expand it. How much was in that one pile? Jeez. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. I think we need more paper storage. Maybe not. We might be okay. So we will again put in another thing of explosives to push them closer to where the beavers are working. And we'll do the same here. And yeah, we are much more flush with the resources now. There are a lot of resources there. That's okay. Let's start putting in explosives from this end. We can kind of concentrate. There we go. There we go. And yep. And then these we will do the same. And hopefully that will speed up the process of picking everything up. And then hopefully they'll start placing the explosives. We have plenty of explosives. There's extract, a decent amount of extract, so we should be good. Should be good. So we're going to go down to 3. Maybe what we should do is be sensible and try and make ourselves a staircase without needing to do lots of building. I know, it's very rare for me to think sensibly. No, I'll put you there. So, wow. That is a stupid amount of resources in that one little pile. Probably I should prioritize building those, and I think you're going to need to be logs, judging by the fact that there are 1,300 logs in there and another 1,000 there. So yeah. And then now, yeah, there's quite a lot there. So I'm going to stop recording, get this stuff picked up, and I'll come back to you a little while later, and that's all done. So we're now placing explosives. We have a lot more stuff stored. Obviously, as we start to rebuild, that stuff's not going to last very long. But anyway, it's a good thing for now. So let's get some explosives placed, shall we? And start working on clearing stuff down. We actually don't have space for all of the logs, even with the extra one that I built. So it's really weird how we've gone from having a huge excess, or a huge deficit of logs to having way more than we can cope with. So yeah, and actually we have nearly 1,000 metal beams stored up, which is also kind of cool. Again, they're not going to last very long once we start building a power thingamabob, but no, we can't complain about being in a situation where we have a decent amount of power. Not power, metal. No. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Could we put in, actually, speaking of power, yep, we can put another grav battery there. So try and keep our metal industry somewhat provisioned for stuffs. And I'm going to actually prioritize building that. So. And how's this one looking? Oh, not great. Not great. It is what it is, really, isn't it? It's just going to have to make do while we get this stuff done. So how much exploding are we going to have to do? 3, 6, 7. Okay. But not too bad. Not too bad. The plan, because that's what you guys want to know, I assume. I'm going to blast down to ground level. And so to this level. And actually, just thinking about it now, because we don't have planting here, we can use this area to be our sump, because if you remember, we were talking about the fact that we have to come up by 3 to get above the plants, so we can have the sump be that area. So that'll sit under here. So actually I might blast this all the way down, and then we can have the first layer be the layer that matches the height that's above the trees, and then we can work up, because we aren't then governed by anything really other than wanting to sort of try and match up to this point. So we're going to have to do a little bit of working out to try and match up to what's going to be our water source. Now, really, all this needs to do is feed into the sump system, because it's going to be a self-sustaining thing. So that's the plan anyway. Oh yeah, we should be okay. Hopefully, if this works. I've not planned all of this. As you know, I don't generally do any prior, don't usually do prior testing on this kind of stuff. I just sort of wing it and hope it works. So, could all go horribly wrong. It could all be fine. You will find out when I find out, when we actually do it. It's not always the best way to do these things, but it's how we do it. It's how we do it. Or how I do things. So we'll get these few placed. There we go. Off you go. And let's detonate this. And if I got it right, which I appear to have, we have our natural staircase. It doesn't help with that side piece, but yeah, we can deal with that another time. And we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to do in dear. Apologies to any French viewers. My French is abysmal. My French teacher would be proud. I'm sure she would not. She, let's not go there. My French teacher and I did not agree on many things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like the fact that she thought because I enjoyed science and maths-based topics, I should enjoy languages. That should allow me to clear that out. And we've got all of the resources we need to build bridges quite easily. That should work just fine. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be a better way of doing what I was attempting to do. We also need to be clearing out this. Like that. That needs to be removed. No. I want to be doing that. Yeah, we're going to cut back so that it's flat against there. And let's say, like I just said, like all of these projects, I don't really plan them. We kind of do it as we go. Hopefully it all fits properly. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. those are pretty much built. Excellent. Yeah. Someone to come and finish them, and then they can put all of that explosives in. That's going to go in. So we'll finish getting this blasted down. Then next time, we'll start building it back up. Yeah. So my plan is to get back to doing about 3 videos a week on Timberborn, because obviously with the release of Farming Simulator 25, I had slowed down the Timberborn content. But 1, this project's got me kind of excited, and 2, yeah, obviously, maybe not obviously, but we're a little bit away from the hype of new Farming Simulator game now, so getting back to normal. Apart from the fact that we're coming up to the Christmas break, and I don't know how that's going to affect my content creation in any way, if it is at all. It might. The teenager is coming home from university, so I won't be working, and I do some of my content creating around work. So who knows? Who knows? Things will just kind of flow as they do, and yeah, videos will appear as they appear. Any particular reason you're not coming to finish build these? You've got all of the resources. There we go. Thank you, gentlemen, or beavers, or ladies, or however you choose to identify. Now you can come and finish building all of those explosives. And that would be rather lovely. He's going in nice and quick, actually. And it's probably because there is explosives and everything relatively close by, I think. It really could do with more, even more power generation, couldn't we? Is there a way I could get even more windmills going on? I mean, when the wind is blowing, we are barely generating enough power. I could probably build a random one there. One doesn't make a lot of difference, but yes, every individual windmill helps. Every little helps, as they say. Every little helps. So in that respect, let's put one there as well. Now maybe I can actually put one. No, I can't put one there. So there. Why didn't you go on there? There. That's just... oh, they're getting that built pretty quick anyway. Awesome stuff. That's too far from a district. Okay. But you could build a windmill. Yep. Can you build? I go. Yes, maybe built that from underneath. So if I go that way, I can build those. Okay. Yeah, because you can get to it from there. Okay. Yeah, well, let's do that then. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to let you build what you can build. Okay. Those are... oh, they're getting those. I want to let you get those. Probably should. We can do some other exploding while you're doing that. We'll do this. You busy yourselves with that. So, I did say I was going to take that down as far as I could go, didn't I? Because we're going to use the... we're going to put the sump down there. So let's do that. Planks, okay. There's all sorts of stuff down there. Fair enough. Detonate. We might as well then take that to that level. Detonate. You look like you're a double to get you to that level. And because they're now busy, we can do that. Hey. And then in that case, we might as well go back to putting in ripples there. So let's put those there and there. Let's put those there. Obviously we're going to have to remove the staircase afterwards. Maybe not, obviously, but we are going to have to. Anyway, that, I think, will be that. So does that get us to the bottom of the map there? Nope. No. Not sure how much it needs, but we might as well throw triples in. And there. And there. And there. And did we get everything built over here? We did. Can I windmill? No, I can't windmill there. No. I mean, if we could get down here, we could windmill in here, couldn't we? If I did that, then I believe we could do that. And I could have built all of these before. I know that, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. All right, detonate, and that should be at the bottom of the map. Yes. So these can now be deleted. Awesome. That's the end of the drought. That is sufficient drainage to throw water off the side of the map. That is me being dumb and not putting in the bottom staircase. That will help rather a lot with that problem. Let's do that. That should allow us to regain some power. Yep. That should allow us to put all of that in, and then we just need to remove the staircase. And maybe the way that we do that, we'll deal with once we've blown up this stuff. So I'm just thinking that if this is going to be our sump, we're going to want to refill the edge. We're going to want to rebuild the edge, not refill. Yeah. Oh well. We'll work it all out. We'll work it all out. What I want to do is prioritize those. And you. Yeah. Good. They're getting built now. Excellent. We are going to want to cut that one back as well. Yeah. We've still got a reasonable amount of explosive work to do. We've still got explosives Have we? Yep, and extract. Sounds good. We've got all of the resources we need to do the job. No more storage for planks. Kind of not really a surprise. Wondering if there's anywhere else we could put gravity batteries that's obvious. That's worthwhile as well as obvious. I don't think so. $15 spare bots at the moment. Let's get bots doing some water pumping, shall we? Probably not a bad idea. Yeah. What have we got down here? There's all sorts of stuff that's okay. Have we got bots in here? We have. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, I've got a vague idea in my head about how I want this thing to work, but not really. Not really. I think we need to make it quite big to account for the fact that we're going to need a reasonable amount of water pumps to power it. So yeah, it's going to have to be quite big. It's going to have to be quite big. We'll see how we get on. I'm quite glad I moved the metal smelting across. I have since prioritized these buy haulers. Their productivity is still quite low. That is because scrap metal is quite low by the looks of it. But we've got a decent amount of metal stored up. So it is what it is. What we need to do is finish blowing all of this up. So we'll get that done. And then get this removed. And we'll be ready for next time to begin building it back up. It's going to take a while to get it built, actually. But, oh well. At least it's not as big as the Stackqueduct was. That took forever to build. Now we're short of bots. Okay. We'll swap back to the other way. It is what it is. Really don't need you worrying about picking up resources, but I didn't think you know, you worried about that at this point. What we can do is start taking that out as well. Too far from a district and cannot be reached. Okay, because I did not put a path piece there, which I've now done, so they can get to those. We can detonate those and those. And then we will have to wait for them to come and place those bits of explosive. Let's wrap those up because we really don't need to worry about monitoring that. You can go down. You can start going. What are we picking up from here? Metal blocks. Guessing it's not logs. So once all the explosives are placed, what we'll do is we'll delete that. And in fact, we could then place the triple explosives. There we've got a bad tide coming in. It's been a while since we've had one of those. Plus side, it means some power generation will continue. That will be good. Yeah, so bit of a weird pivot through the episode, because we went from building across to connecting to our power thing to it no longer exists. And I don't know what I'm going to do for a thumbnail, because I haven't taken any pictures yet. I don't really want to reveal this as part of the thumbnail, because, you know, quite a big thingy. Right, so now we need to delete you and you and you and you and you and all of you except you and you and maybe you. What I'm hoping is that I can go... Oh, I didn't want to delete that actually. Oh well. 6. And then I don't need to do a 6 actually. It's 5. Maybe 4 even. Yep. Then we'll do a staircase down. We'll do a path. And then we can do 3, 2, 1. And we'll just work on knocking that all down slowly to be the same level. And then we'll just have that corner piece to get rid of, and it will all be wonderful and lovely. Yeah. I think that'll give us a good store of water. And then we need to work out how much we can fit in and have it meet up with this, I think. So that we're only really reliant on the pumps during the drought, maybe? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. But obviously this lets us place explosives. Obviously we can place explosives, but lets us place explosives all the way along and knock this down to be the level that we require it to be. So we can then do triples, double, single. That'll get that all to one level. And then we just need to do a little bit more, and then we'll be done for today. Oh, not bad. I have to admit, when I started recording this at just after 6 o'clock this morning, I didn't think this is what I would be doing. Really didn't. It's now not 6 o'clock in the morning. I said I've done the day at work, and I want to say I was inspired, and I'd started to think about doing this first thing this morning, and yeah, kind of as the day went on. Well, so by the time I got home, I definitely decided that this was what I was going to do, even though I was somewhat hesitant as I was hitting delete. I think this is the best option for us maximizing our ability to generate power. The thing that I've got to think about is I need to design it in such a way that we can pick water out of the sump here and drop it back into the top. But and clearly I'm going to have to close this back in. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I think it's going to take us quite a while. Probably what I'll do is I'll do it a bit like I've done with some of the other bigger builds on here. Is I'll design it and then we'll jump ahead a bit and I'll come back and that kind of thing. Because otherwise it'll just take so many videos. It just won't be possible to actually achieve anything sensible. So yeah. Anywho, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're intrigued. I am, because I really don't know where we're going to end up with this. Thank you to the Patreon and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Any comments, questions, suggestions, thoughts, stick them below, and I'll see you next time where we start to replace this. See ya.